Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Paddison podcast. We've got two super awesome guests today. One of them very famous. He's got titles like the Dutch Daredevil or the Iceman. Some people just simply know him by his name, Wim Hof. He has conquered Mount Kilimanjaro. He's also walked up Mount Everest in very, very unusual conditions, wearing only shorts, implying that he is a master of controlling his body temperature and handling very cold conditions. His 20 Guinness World Records all involve being able to control his mind, meditation, and his body temperature, and he really is a master of this. He's got with him today one of his students who's called Matt, who's also a great member of our Paddison Program Community Forum. And Matt actually reached out to me and said, we've got a wonderful opportunity because I'm at a Wim Hof retreat and it's amazing, and Wim has agreed to join us on this episode. So with all that background, g'day guys.
Hey, right on.
Now, let's get stuck into it. So Wim, tell us, why do we need to know about the Wim Hof Method if people are listening and they have an autoimmune condition?
Yes, autoimmune condition. That means immune system out of control, overactive. And we have shown in scientific studies that people being trained just in 4 days were able to influence into their immune system and suppress the cytokine release. And the cytokine release with an overactive immune system is the cause of any autoimmune disease. And we have shown as the first group in the world to be able to suppress this cytokine production, the inflammatory markers in the blood, which causes the autoimmune disease. By regulating the immune system, by tapping into the physiology, going into the layers of the immune system, effectively, consciously, by breathing and focus. And we have shown this scientifically, got in the best of the papers of the world with that, and also are a new chapter in the university books. And that's, just why you go into nature and you find the real knowledge about our inner nature, and which was not in the books. Now it is in the books, and that's why you guys with rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease, should know about this.
Absolutely.
And just get into it and see what you can do, because you can do a whole lot more than you think possible.
Okay, fantastic. Tell us, Wim, what is the Wim Hof Method to someone who has no idea about it at all? So give us a bit of a rundown.
The Wim Hof Method is well explained on the website, and there is also a free course over there. So all the physiology behind it is explained, and what it is all about is 3 limbs, very easy: focus, breathing, cold exposure. And because we go through science, right now we got scientific papers to explain all about the physiology, but in the end it is actually easy. It is simple. And in the case of autoimmune diseases, it helps the inflammatory markers to go down. That's what you want to know if you are having this condition, autoimmune condition. Then you want to know how to bring down the inflammatory markers in the blood. Are we able to do that? Yes. With this method? Yes. Is it simple? Yes. Just do it.
Fantastic. Well, you're sitting next to someone right now who's been using your methods over the past several days. Now, Matt and I have spoken in the past. I've been involved with helping him with his autoimmune condition. Now, just before you joined us on the recording, Wim, Matt was saying that he's currently pain-free using your techniques and the dietary principles that I've helped him with in the past, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Beautiful.
So,
Beautiful.
Matt, can you talk us through your... Yeah, go ahead, Matt. Tell us what your experience has been so far over the last few days.
Yeah, so before coming to the retreat, I was only doing about 5 push-ups, and I was like really struggling. You know, my wrists were really sore the next day. But now I'm smashing about 25 to 30 push-ups. Before, we were doing some yoga poses throughout the week, fairly intense ones. I never have done a headstand before. So yeah, just putting my arms over the top and doing a headstand, like crazy things. Yesterday we went for about a 15-kilometer walk. 18-kilometer walk, and a few of us just decided we were just like, let's just run. You know, we were just in that moment. We were just like, let's just do it. As Wim likes to say, let's just do it. So yeah, we just ran about 3Ks, and to be honest, I haven't ran in about 8 months. And the last time I ran, I ran for about half an hour, and the next morning I woke up and my knees were just so sore. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to have to wait until I get to a point where I'm better, until I can start running. So yeah, you know, I'm just blown away. We've been jumping in ice buckets, using the cold water therapy. And when you're in the ice, like you just come face to face with your thoughts and your feelings. And you just got to tap in and just really focus and use Wim's breathing technique and just go deep and just control. Like, it's normal to have the shivers. But yeah, like I said, just really focusing, and there's a couple of techniques that Wim teaches, and you actually feel warm. It's crazy. I've never felt more in control and powerful of this autoimmune disease that I have. I'm going to bust it this year. I'm going to be done. I'm going to be autoimmune free, disease free.
Wow.
That's fantastic. Matt, last time we spoke, you know, we were talking about all sorts of challenges that you were facing, and you were sort of at the beginning of your journey. Could you, before we get into some of the how do you do this, which we will get to for listeners in just a second, can you just give us like a real quick snapshot, Matt, of what the name of your autoimmune disease diagnosis was, how you were, say, before we spoke on our chat several months ago, and then now how you feel, and just a quick 1 or 2 minutes on how far you've come with your condition?
Yep. So maybe about 10 months ago, I was finally diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis, which stems from psoriasis. And yes, it's very similar to the autoimmune disease. And yeah, pretty much like when I was diagnosed, the doctor told me, yeah, you're going to have this disease. You're going to have to just treat the symptoms. And I started to go on my journey about, you know, I was like, there's no way, like I'm 23 years old. Why do I have this disease? You know, I was a healthy guy before. This is just, it's absurd. It was rude. So yeah, I went on this journey, and probably about 3-4 months ago, I started the Clint Paddison program, which focuses a lot on the diet and eating a vegan, like oil-free, kind of gluten-free, and you slowly start to bring more foods in, and I'm now at a point where I can eat pretty much, you know, a good variety of diet. But yeah, my CRP was originally about over 20, I think 20.8. Maybe 3-4 months ago, it blew out to about 11. I was trying to eat a lot of fish oil and a lot of fish, and it just wasn't working. And then I've slowly got it down, and my CRP, which I got done about a few weeks ago, was less than 0.4. And to be honest, if someone did my blood test right now, I would be less than 0.1, because I'm just feeling amazing. So I've got so much more energy. I guess the big thing for me is the mental clarity that I've got. You know, I feel like I'm in control. Like, you can jump in ice, you can do all these things. Like, I've got this sense of, like, the really cold showers of a morning. Like, I just smash the shower on, and I'm just like, I do the breathing, and I'm in there. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, there's a fire inside, and it's not going out until this disease is done. Truly.
Now, Wim, how often do you come across stories like Matt, which are completely unheard of in the medical community?
Yes, many. And we got a community of 20,000 people with all kinds of conditions, but also athletes. I mean, the variety of people is as much as people, like 20,000 types. And many people have also like autoimmune conditions. And I see many so-called wonders. It's learning how to get back to the core. The thing is, the principle, we are able to do so much more. And we bring it to science. I bring it to science because I'm very convinced of this. And he is talking about pain. Matt is talking about pain. And we just completed a new study with the university on pain. And it shows that just by using focus and breathing, we are able to tolerate much more pain, or to change the chemistry which causes the pain signal to go. We change the chemistry, and therefore there is no functionality for the pain signal to be there anymore. So that's what we do. And how? Breathing, focus, a little bit cold. And that together brings about suddenly a sense of control within, much more than we ever thought possible. And the medical community is still not convinced, not aware of this effect. But I'm into science, no speculation, just numbers and ciphers, and showing anybody can do this, and there is so much more, and that's what we do. We bring it out, and now we bring it out together. And
yes.
This is what this community of yours, who suffer from autoimmune diseases, they have to know where it is. Yes, of course. About the diet, make it more alkaline. And what we do is also getting into the chemistry and make the changes needed to get rid of the cause of any autoimmune disease, which is actually acidosis to begin with. So that's what we do.
We just do it.
This is what we do. That's together.
I love it. I completely agree with you. Metabolic acidosis is something that not just people with autoimmune diseases are suffering with, but I think anyone in the Western community, it's hard to avoid when just about every food that you eat causes an acid-forming effect on the body after it's consumed. So I'm all on board, Wim. I've been following your work for a lot of several years. You keep coming up in discussions when people say how they've made progress. People have said that they follow your method, and the reason that sticks in my mind is because you don't hear many techniques that actually genuinely improve autoimmune conditions, and many people believe that you can't at all. Doctors still say that you can't improve autoimmune conditions with diet, which is obviously something that's just simply very untrue. And so when people get results, they talk about them. Now, I would like your thoughts on whether or not we can communicate some of the basics to our listeners on this call, or whether or not you feel it's something that's best deferred to your website, or is there some things you could go over right now that people could do at home after listening to this to try and just very introductory stuff? How do you feel about that?
Yes, introductory stuff is very simple. Take cold showers after a hot one. You got to go in and shower anyway, and learn to breathe more consciously. And then the belief is you are able to tap into your chemistry with your mind much, the placebo effect?
Sure.
That's your mind. And your mind is, when I stand in front of an ice tank, without moving, I show 300% more metabolic activity in the cell. Because I know I go into the ice. That's our mind. So our mind, conscious breathing, deeper breathing, takes away the acidosis, the metabolic acidosis. we are right now in new research programs showing that the mitochondrial oxygen tension, that means the oxygen levels in the tissue, is being raised, and therefore the right pH levels they get there. Thus, the acidosis is going away, which is the cause. So, conscious deeper breathing brings about taking away the acidosis. The food thing, food should be food. That's it, and not some kind of chemical shit added to it and refined and processed. And that's no food. That's bullshit. So we gotta breathe deeply, consciously, and believe that we are able to make change within ourselves, and not depend too much on the doctor and pills and this and that. Use your power, your mind power, your placebo, because it goes directly to the cell. And then deeper breathing and cold showers. And there you got it. If you want to know more, hey, get into the website, and you see all about the physiology. There is a free course, basic course, and you just get into it. In the end, I just keep on going with the science and show that this is the key to the core of ours, which is a natural way the nature meant us to be able to tap in the chemistry of ours in the depth anytime.
So I was able to follow along with most of that, which was nice, especially with regards to the mitochondria. Now that provides the energy for the cells, doesn't it? So you're actually able to provide more energy to the body at a cellular level. Right. Yes. Now, tell me, Wim, how did?
Yes.
I think that people should, if they are wondering now, well, they'd like more information. I think the best thing is to start with your website. What is your website? Is it icemanwimhof.com?
No, I think it's I do not know exactly. Sorry, I just show up and do things, you know. Let me tell you, if you go by innerfire.nl, there you get there.
Okay.
Probably it's about, thank you. Probably it's about Wim Hof Method.com or Iceman.com. I don't know.
Okay.
But by innerfire.nl, you will get the info.
Okay, great. And I love the fact that you're from the Netherlands. Ik kan een beetje praten in het Nederlands, maar ik ben niet goed.
Nou, klinkt goed. Gaat goed. Mooi zo.
Ik heb een vriendin gehad.
Mooi.
Yeah, I just said to Wim that I can speak a little bit of Netherlands, a little bit of the Dutch language, but I'm not very good. I had a Dutch girlfriend for a period of time, and she taught me some basics. So, now Wim, how did you get into this? How did it begin for you? What was the trigger to begin what is a phenomenal career?
Yeah, there is just more between heaven and earth. It simply is there. And I don't believe in war. I don't believe in unhappiness, non-healthiness. And I believe everybody should have, all the energy to do anything their dreams will tell them to do. We are here to realize our dreams. So we got, if we do that, we become happy, strong, and healthy. So it was not there. So that was my trigger point to start the search. And then finally, after reading many, many books, learning many, many languages, traditions, cultures, disciplines, etc., I came across the cold water. And yes, the cold water directly gave me a sense of, this is it. This is the way to tap in to the depth of my physiology, the way nature meant it to be, not society. Nature. So I went back to nature, and now nature it goes through laboratory settings with my experience, and it shows that we are able to tap into the autonomic nervous system, the endocrine systems, the immune systems, and anybody can do it. So, anything that was, while I was in the journey to do that, it just makes sense. And if something makes sense, then you follow it.
Yeah.
So that it made more sense than all the books and all what people were telling me. So that's why, and that's my career. It makes sense.
Now, did you have a particular health condition of your own that you were motivated by to try and eliminate? Or is this just purely because you just wanted to realize other dreams and achieve other things?
Yes. I think mine at first was more a mental, spiritual quest.
Right.
Then I lost my wife in 95 because of schizophrenia. She suicided.
I'm sorry.
That caused a lot of grief and depression. So I had to overcome that too. So and it all did. It all did. It brought me back into the depth. And while doing that, I saw the possibilities. I felt the possibilities for anybody in the world. And now it shows that it is a way not only to get, like depression, grief, and or spirituality back in your gut, in your being, but also causes for disease, any type of disease. Because we live in a society full of stress. And it doesn't make sense anymore at a certain moment. So getting back to the sense is learning how to deal with the stress. And now we have shown in the university how to deal with the stress hormone controlled. We produce more adrenaline lying in bed than somebody going into its first bungee jump. And he's totally controlled. And therefore, this needs to go to people who are suffering from, stress-caused conditions, like autoimmune diseases. If finally it goes into the DNA, the stress, and the oxidation and the mitochondrial leakage of oxygen going into anaerobe dissimulation and all that. All the things is the same. It's stress. And we have no control over that in our system anymore. And at a certain point, it collapses. So what we do is bring it back to the core. Bring it back the way nature meant it to be. Not the way we think is being healthy and normal functioning. No, in nature, it goes deeper. We alienate it from nature, but I got it back from nature. And this is the way my triggers of depression and all this, and grief and spirituality, it brought me simply back to, what makes real sense from the gut, the intuition, life itself. I took nature as my teacher therein, and it brought me back. And now it shows that everybody is able to do that. So that's my mission. My mission is to relieve anxiety, suffering, depression, disease from humanity. And show it by science, scientific scrutiny. Yes, sir.
What do you feel is the one thing that's holding people back from embracing your techniques? What is it the most common thing that people use as an excuse when they hear all of these wonderful things that they can gain from it? And Matt's not the only example of people in our community who've used your techniques and got pain relief. They feel more confident. They're more excited about their future just by doing some of the more elementary components of your techniques. But on the other side, what are people's biggest obstacles? When I think and try and imagine what one might say, it actually almost sounds so simple that it can't be that effective. You kind of think, it can't be that simple. You must hear that a lot. And how would you What would you say to someone to get them to take action?
Yeah, I think you already answered the question. It's belief. People believe something that simple is not able to be so effective. So for that I take science.
Yes.
I take science. I say, okay, here you got it, man. Those are the numbers, the ciphers. There's no speculation. There's no dogma herein. It's your choice. You want to take it up? Yes or no? It's up to you. You want to be healthy or you want to stay in your condition? It's up to you, man. It's free. The choice. That's what we do. So I'm not doing too much than only convincing people by showing data and showing, hey man, I believe there is more between heaven and earth than what they tell us. They tell us only medicines and pills and is the thing for the remainder of your life. I don't think so. But that's my belief. And now I found in nature the psychological relief of that, the proof of that. By sensing it, I feel strong. And now it got through laboratory setting, and now we got the numbers. And it shows in the blood, in the brain, in the immune systems, that we are doing amazing things. And that it is. So, yeah, you take it up, yes or no, it's up to you.
Absolutely. The old "you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink" analogy, isn't it? It's the same. It's the same. I mean,
That's a nice one.
yeah.
Like that one.
I didn't come up with that one. So it's the same with our program. We've got some phenomenal results with folks who follow our program, and you've got one sitting right next to you, and we've got hundreds and if not thousands of others. But people have challenges in their mind to overcome the hurdle, which is starting. Once you start and you see results, the results motivate you, and you go from there. Matt, mate, before we wrap this up, because I know you guys are on a retreat and you've got things that are going on. What are your comments, just to wrap this up from your point of view? Anyone thinking about trying these methods? Perhaps some of the personal thought objections you had, and now how you feel about having commenced these changes.
Yeah, to anyone out there that's suffering from an autoimmune disease, anxiety, depression, feeling down, you've really got to give it all. You've got to give it the diet. You've got to give it the exercise. You've got to use like Wim Hofs Method to really just get your mind and get that power on board. So, yeah, I understand people may think, oh, it's crazy or you can't do it, but literally give it a go. Do the breathing, do the cold water, every day if you can, whenever you can, it's possible. And yeah, just what's there to lose? Like, you've got one option, is to stay on the medication, to keep being told by people that you trust, like the rheumatologist, that you're going to have this condition forever. That's one choice. And yeah, there's not much responsibility there. Or you can just take it on your complete self and just give it 110% and throw everything at this disease. And mate, I'm truly feeling like I'm on top of the world. Like we're doing a 10-minute ice challenge later today, and I can't wait. I want to practice more and more. Like when my body comes and these thoughts come back, and I'm like, I should get out. I just again tap right back into that control, and I'm good. I'm not shivering. I'm warm in the ice. Like, it's crazy stuff. And the science again, understanding is feeling, like Wim says, and that's what you're doing. You're really getting connected with your body, and crazy stuff.
Well,
they tell me I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy about life. Yeah, count me in.
Wim,
I mean, it's so simple.
We're all a little bit.
Simple. Yeah, and this is what we wanted to say to everybody out there. Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
We love everybody. We love, and we believe in strength, happiness, and health for everybody. And it's not about believing, just believing. It's all biochemically proven. So let's get it on.
That's it. So Wim, how can I get my hands on one or two of these studies or a collection of these studies so I can share them to everyone who I can reach on my mailing list and on Facebook?
Matt will do that.
Matt, can you get me some of the data, because I want to get this out there. And Wim, you've got on one of your websites, there is an event happening in August in Melbourne. Is that correct? Have I read that correct? Okay.
Yes.
Presumably you've got events around the world, because our listener base is all over the world. Are you on a bit of a tour at the moment around the world?
Actually, yeah, you could say it is a tour. Next week I'm in Montana, and then 1.5 week I'm in Spain, and then I'm back in Australia. Then I'm back, and then I'm gone to Malibu again, and then to the Netherlands again. Yeah, it's ongoing.
Okay.
So, yes, but I like to do a whole lot more here in Australia.
Yeah, well, we love the Dutch.
Country.
Wonderful. I like
the country.
Thank you. We love you. We love the Netherlands. I think there's a wonderful. There's a lot of similarities between our two countries, and we've got a lot of affection as a country for the Netherlands, and I think, as you say, that's reciprocated. So I'm just going to wrap this up and encourage anyone who is listening to this and who can feel the energy of this discussion. I mean, you guys are operating on a whole new level. The energy is just phenomenal. Wim, I don't think I've had anyone on the podcast who has quite the philosophies and the outlook on life. I mean, to come on and to say that we're all here to realize our dreams as human beings, it reaches a whole different part of the human psyche than just saying, oh, we need to change this food or do this exercise. I mean, you're operating on a whole different level, and it does take a few moments to come on board with realizing that the level at which you're playing at as a human being. And I'm just so thrilled that you came on this podcast for us and that we're able to share your message to our listeners. And I want to thank you, Matt, for making this happen. And Wim, I'm going to, as I say, encourage everyone who I can reach to attend your August event if they're in Australia. And we're going to dig up the website, which has your dates on it. And I encourage anyone to attend your events down the track. You've mentioned you've got a community of 20,000 people now. Is that a community online we can join, or is that people who are subscribed to your information, or how can people become more connected with you?
If you get on this innerfire.nl thing, the website, they know. I don't know exactly. I only know it's about 20,000 people. They talk to each other on daily basis, and I think everybody is welcome. And as they say, the more the merrier.
Absolutely. Well, couldn't agree more. So thank you very much, guys. And we just sending you all the best for the next few days, and good luck with your 10-minute water challenge, ice challenge, I should say, this afternoon, Matt. You're looking forward to it, you say?
We've got a jacuzzi next to the ice buckets as well. So it's a good little reward.
Okay.
But sometimes it's actually harder to get out of the jacuzzi and back into the cold than getting out of the ice. Crazy, but it's true.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys.
Right on.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.